Okay, by now we all know that McKelty and her husband Tony Padron have a Patreon where they go and give their piping hot thoughts and opinions on their family show. They also answer fans' questions that they might have, and they don't hold back. Child, they are so genuine and real. People now are blaming them for that. Oh, yeah. Tony, in a recent Patreon live, just called Meri out and called her delusional. And fans are saying, that was mean. Well, why are y'all doing that? The people who are saying, that's mean, if he's telling the truth. Anyway, before we get into what Tony Padron said, I gotta say welcome back to my channel. I don't know how you got here, but I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. Hit that notification bell beside subscribe. Make sure it's set to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload. Also, set your DVRs and mark your calendars. Sister Wives returns to our TV screens with brand new episodes April 20th exclusively on TLC at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Soap Dirt exclusively reported Sister Wives Tony slams Meri as delusional in real-time clip. Sister Wives star Tony Padron surfaces during the mid-season break, offering his take on Meri Brown's advice to his mother-in-law Christine. Tony sees the irony in what Meri says, especially how things ended up in the last few seasons of the TLC series. He suggests that Meri is delusional, and he doesn't stop there. Looks like Tony's at it again. He seems to say whatever pops into his mind, but he has to know by now that Meri will hear what he said, yet he says it anyway. Well, first off, if it's the truth, why are you trying to silence somebody for saying the truth? So let's not do that, anybody. I don't agree with that at all. If you've got a story to tell and it ain't right, then say it. It ain't your fault Meri's out here scamming people and trying to charge people to tell them how to live their life. Meanwhile, she has not addressed having an emotional affair. Even in her last live, she said she stayed for so long because she was loyal to her religion and her faith. Well, you wasn't loyal to it when you had a catfish and an emotional affair, yet you said nothing about that, and you still say nothing about that. So why don't you address that to the people you charge money to? Ooh, child, don't get me started. But anyway, a recent video rattled some of Meri Brown's fans. It came from Sister Wives star McKelty and Tony on their Patreon site. The video has the two of them in real time sizing up a long ago episode of their family show. They watch an episode from season 4 and offer their thoughts on it. While McKelty explains why Meri gave Christine the advice she did, Tony lets loose. He's not buying his wife's excuse for what he sees Meri being brainwashed. Tony isn't buying Meri Brown's advice as he watches her counseling Christine on the Sister Wives show. Tony and McKelty are rewatching the series and commenting on the episodes. Tony had a lot. Okay, well, can you just freaking say it? You've said Tony had a lot to say, like, I don't know how many times. Christine Brown is unhappy in her marriage, and in this episode, she tells this to Meri. But instead of empathizing with her sister wife, Meri tells Christine she needs to change. Meri explains how Christine needs to conform to Cody's ways as Meri did. So if Christine did the same, Meri thinks she would make life easier for herself. McKelty danced around with her words. She basically described Meri's advice as a polygamy thing, but not Tony. He was mortified by what he heard and called it grade A brainwashing. He also said Meri sounded delusional. Plus, he pointed out the irony in Meri's words. Cody ended up his husbandly duties with Meri long ago, long before he pushed the other wives out. So Tony didn't see Meri's advice work for her again because Meri didn't take her own damn advice. Meri had a catfish. That's why Cody was done with Meri. We all know that. Meri does too. She just chooses to forget about it for whatever reason. Like, girl, that was the reason why Cody pushed you out. You were the reason. You done that. Hello? Hashtag worthy up, Meri. So Tony and McKelty watched another long ago episode this week. Blah, blah, blah. In this episode, Christine asked Meri if this was what she does, change the way she is to fit in with Cody. Meri said she does. But Christine didn't see it working for Meri. At the time, Christine reminded her how Cody neglected spending time with her, even on important dates like her birthday. Meri seemed to stumble on a comeback for this, but she ended up blaming it on other things going on at the time. Then Meri said that didn't matter. By using her strategy, she gets along with Cody when he's around. And it sounds like back then she was able to do that by morphing herself into what Cody wanted. Tony Padron gave his critique of Meri's advice on the public venue where his father-in-law Cody could easily see it. The same holds true for the rest of his sister wife's family. They too can easily hear or watch what he had to say. So if Tony sees this as brainwashing, that would likely infuriate Cody. After all, he is or was the leader of the family. The sister wives patriarch agreed to do the series to combat the stigma of polygamy like brainwashing. Anyway, Tony calls it out loud. He thinks Meri's advice to Christine is nothing but delusional. And it seems that even back then, Christine agreed with Tony's line of thinking on this. Today, Meri's a different woman. Is she, though? She may see Tony's take on this and agree. Today, Meri Brown's mindset seems so much different from back then. Fans see her train of thought more like you have to be genuine self. I see Meri's train of thought as being a fake it till you make it. Basically, like she was with Cody. Fake it till you make it. And she didn't make it. Now she's trying to fake it as a life coach. And she ain't gonna make it there either because it ain't genuine. But that's my opinion. So if marriage is ever in the cards again for Meri, you likely won't find Meri becoming a facsimile of something of a future husband wants her to be. I'm not buying the fluffing for Meri. In my opinion, Meri is the scammer. Meri is the most disingenuous cast member on the entire show. And I ain't blaming this dude. Okay? I don't care, personal feelings aside. If you calling it out, call it out, child. Call it all the way out. I'm just saying. He knows. He sees. He's here in this family. Ain't nobody else. Listen to him. Stop trying to silence people because it ain't what you like. Oh, that would hurt her feelings. Well, I'm sure she's hurt a lot of people's feelings. So, and anyway, would love to know what y'all think. Don't forget to meet me in the comments below. Like and share this video. Also, subscribe if you're new here as the thunder is rolling in the background. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Besides subscribe, make sure it's set to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload. Let me know what y'all are thinking about all this in the comments below. I love you for watching. I'll see you in my next video or in the comments below.